Guys, what's up? Angel here on YouTube or ICthecure@gmail.com. I wanted to talk about something really interesting today, and that would be I feel like I have interstitial cystitis. I have all of the symptoms of interstitial cystitis, but my doctor says I don't have it, and now I'm in pain, and now they're putting me through medication. What do I do? I get this email a lot, and I haven't really known the answer to that because a lot of doctors don't know the answer to that, and I can only do as much as I can research. But luckily, I now have an incredible doctor who's also a hormone specialist. So she told me about something called Ureaplasma. And this is a small bacteria that hides inside of your genitals. As you know, specifically for women, we have a lot of bacteria in our vagina. Many of them are healthy and necessary, and some of them are not so healthy, and that's where things like bacterial vaginosis come up, or itchiness, or irritated like tissue. So bacteria is completely normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have it. But Ureaplasma is a very special bacteria that has the same or very similar symptoms to interstitial cystitis. That includes burning or frequent urination. It can inflame your genitals, your fallopian tubes, your urethra, your testicles if you're a man. You could be really fatigued from it. There's so many similarities. I would say the biggest difference is if you receive the endoscopy and they see that the inner lining of your bladder is like completely inflamed and red and inflammatory. But many of us are diagnosed with IC through other methods, not necessarily the endoscopy, but the written test, or just simply giving symptoms to a doctor and them saying, yeah, I think you have this. So my suggestion is, if you have been told that you don't have IC, but you swear up and down that you do, wow, my face is so shiny right now. What is this? If you swear that you do, go to your doctor and ask them about Ureaplasma. It's often not tested. They don't check for it, and it is a bacteria that is sexually transmitted. It's not a sexually transmitted disease or infection, or it's not an STI or an STD, but it is a bacteria that is sexually transmitted. So I suggest that you go to your doctor, ask for this. I've heard many stories of people saying that their doctor will not test them for Ureaplasma, and they'll just keep testing them for STDs and STIs and bladder infections and UTIs, or yeast infections. Ureaplasma comes up through a lot of yeast. So demand a Ureaplasma test and ask or get antibiotics for it. I believe it's Azithromycin that they put you on for it. I hate antibiotics personally. I hate anything like that goes in your body. However, in this case, I would highly suggest them. Even if you do have IC and you've been told you have IC, I highly suggest you go get tested for Ureaplasma, because even if that is in your body, even if you do have IC, or maybe you don't, and this will be the biggest blessing of your life, like, oh my god, it was just a bacteria this whole time, get tested for Ureaplasma. It's like 4 to 7 days on Azithromycin, and it could clear up a lot of your symptoms. And if you have a sexual partner, then I would highly suggest that they get tested for Ureaplasma too. Just a bacteria. While you're on the antibiotics, make sure you're taking probiotics. It's very, very important, because if you don't take probiotics when you're taking antibiotics, your slate is getting wiped clean in your body. That leaves it open for infections, more yeast infections, more bacteria growth, or bladder infections, UTIs. So yeah, quick video, ureaplasma, get tested for it. This could be a saving grace for so many of you whose doctors just didn't think to test you for it or didn't know about it. So that's that. Good luck, you guys. Oh, let me know what happens.